A group of protesters heeding the call by lobby group Black People's National Crisis Committee are picketing at the Clifton's Fourth Beach in Cape Town amid recent controversy around that beach. On Sunday, security guards linked to a private company allegedly told a group of picnickers to leave the beach because it closed at 8 o'clock at night. The company, Professional Protection Alternatives, has denied that it closed the beach and insists that that was done by the city's law enforcement officials due to alleged criminality on that beach. The group, consisting mainly of the organisers of the Sunset protest known as the Reclaim Clifton, are chanting and singing freedom struggle songs. At the moment, the protesters say they plan to slaughter a sheep on the beach later tonight to clean the beach of racist spirits. The city of Cape Town says it will not allow the slaughter of any animal on the Clifton Beach during this protest this evening. Deputy Police Minister Bongani Mkonki will also visit the area later this evening to determine the circumstances around the removal of those beachgoers last week. Well, Vanessa Pune, SABC reporter, is live for us on Clifton 4. Vanessa, so this is the official start, 6 o'clock. Tell us about what's happening on the beach right now.
Francis, yes, good evening. Indeed, 6 o'clock is the time that had been set down for the start of this protest. Of course, it was named #Reclaim Clifton. And you said so in your intro, just to recap, of course, the entire controversy starting when a group of members of the public were asked to leave Clifton Beach last Sunday, allegedly by members of the PPA security officials. Of course, since then, there has been an uproar on social media, Francis, people from all walks of life commenting on this matter. This group behind me, under the #Reclaim Clifton movement, are really saying that the reason why they've come to the beach today, the reason why they've called on all self-respecting black people, of course, including all races under black people, asking people to come out to make their voices heard. Now, this issue has elicited strong response and it has resonated with people of colour in South Africa because historically, Francis, you would know that under the apartheid laws, beaches were among the areas where people of colour were barred. Only certain people were allowed to attend certain beaches, and of course, whether or not this matter is a racial one, whether or not it is an economic one, these activists behind me are indeed saying that no longer will there be a situation whereby people are being put off beaches, and of course, they have said that they will be attempting to carry out a cleansing ceremony, saying that they want this beach to be cleansed of so-called racist spirits. I haven't seen any livestock. That question was asked earlier on, and I know that we will be trying to get hold of the Mayor of Cape Town, Mr. Dan Plato, who has arrived at the beach a short while ago to talk a bit about this fuel roar which has broken out since last Sunday. And of course, behind me, you'll see quite a number of people. You'll see the banners behind me, Francis. This group vocally singing struggle songs a short while ago. And I can tell you that at the moment the protest has been peaceful. There have been no incidents as yet. I also can tell you that today, unlike in the previous days when we saw a few of the PPA security officials patrolling the parking area just above the beach as well as along the beach itself, today I have not noticed any PPA officials. I have, as a matter of fact, seen quite a number of law enforcement officials keeping a close watch on what has been taking place. But as promised, I'm going to be speaking to Mr. Dan Plato, of course, the Mayor of Cape Town right now. Mr. Plato, good evening to you. Thank you for joining us at SABC. First and foremost, Mr. Plato, this is a highly divisive issue. Since this matter broke out, we have seen a matter of people saying it's a white-black issue, it's a rich-poor issue, it's a DA-ANC issue. The City of Cape Town has repeatedly denied A, closing the beach, B, that it has given the mandate to the private security company to act on its behalf. Please, can you clarify for us the position of the City of Cape Town and law enforcement in this matter?
There's an investigation underway. I have asked senior officials, my executive directors, to be on top of the situation, to find out who said what, who had given what directives, orders to PPA, and or to anyone else to investigate what is the real relationship between PPA and the City of Cape Town, and if I'm saying the City of Cape Town law enforcement and or Metro Police. I don't want to preempt that investigation, but I think that this issue is unnecessarily rocked out of proportion. I think my information, calls I receive have it, that it was not only African and coloured people asked to leave the beach, white people as well. Now, if all racial groups was asked to leave the beach, where is the racism in that? So that is the other side of the coin, and we need to be aware of that. I think certain political parties try to drive a racial wedge in the city and have it, who give PPA the authority to say close the beach as a result of security matters.
Mayor, with all due respect, is that not the issue, Mayor? Is that not the issue on whose mandate PPA is acting?
I think we misunderstood the issue. Any ordinary member of the public might have the right to say to people, there's someone running, there's someone doing that, it's a security breach. You don't need a police officer to do that. You don't even need a security officer to do that. An ordinary member of the public can make such a call as well for the safety of the people. But even in saying that, I am not saying the information I receive is entirely correct. What I'm saying, there's an investigation underway. Let's wait for the outcome of the investigation.
May I find it, I understand what you're saying, that any member of the public can intervene. If this were the case, and we've spoken to the MACO member for Safety and Security, Mr. J.P. Smith, our colleagues have spoken to Mr. Richard Bosman, the Executive Director for Safety and Security in the City of Cape Town. Up until today, up until what you're saying now, neither of them have said that, for example, PPA may not have been acting as ordinary members of the public. It's sort of, at the end of the day, seems to be a he said, she said. Why have they insisted then that there is no mandate? There has been no communication from the city that indeed PPA were not acting unlawful or were acting unlawful when they indeed asked people to leave.
It's a question of how did PPA have done it? How did they approach the public? Did they approach the public in an inhuman kind of a manner? Were they rude? Did they act as racist for everyone to see when they made the call? That is what I'm saying. Let's look at all of those issues. Then we will get to the real correct answers with regard to really what happened. That is why I'm saying, and I said it earlier to other news agencies as well, if someone is running around here with a knife and that sort of, are we going to wait for a police officer to say to us the situation is a seriously dangerous situation? Any member of the public can make such a call.
Was Clifton closed on that Sunday?
Well,
was the beach closed?
The beach was not closed. Obviously, PPA had no authority to close the beach, but as a result of security issues, they made that call. But our investigation will unravel that for us.
We've seen quite a number of law enforcement officials here today, Mayor. In terms of the safety plans, not just at Clifton, but at all other beaches, are the numbers equaling? Or
I visit some of the beaches, and I can say to you, all over is law enforcement officials. We brought them in to look at the safety of all beachgoers. And the other beauty what I've seen down here at this Clifton Beach, with all the Camps Bay and others, is the harmoniously good situation. You see all racial groups at the beaches. That is what we want. I did not detect any racism as I walk around and that sort of thing. I'm happy currently with what I've seen. This issue with PPA is unfortunately a completely unfortunate situation that should never have happened, but it did happen, and we're dealing with it, and that is why I'm here in my capacity as Executive Mayor of the City of Cape Town to personally taking control of the situation.
We understand from the activists that they're wanting to perform a cleansing ceremony which would include animal slaughter, Mayor. I heard there was a bit of a ruckus just now with you speaking to some of these activists. Can you just spell out the bylaws around the kind of sacrifice that they had wanted to do?
I did receive a call that I can confirm. One of the leadership phoned me early this morning, and after talking to our officials, and the officials is of the opinion that it can't happen. The slaughtering of a cow in public in this domain on a beach currently cannot be allowed.
Thank you very much, Mayor Dan Plato there, of course, the Executive Mayor for the City of Cape Town, just telling us, Francis, about his interaction since he's heard of this matter and this whole furore around Clifton Fourth Beach, saying that he has come today to clarify the position, also saying that the city has now launched an investigation into the alleged actions of PPA, but also telling us that at this point in time there was no mandate, however, that any member of the public can act upon instances of criminality. Now, in the days following this alleged incident, there were reports in social media, etc., that there was alleged rape of 2 teenagers. The South African Police Service has denied that any reports of rape had been lodged at the Camps Bay Police Station, and I do know that the Deputy Minister of Police, Mr. Bongani Mgongi, is expected to come to Clifton Fourth Beach a little later on today. Of course, he's also going to spread the festive season beach safety message, but also in the wake of the actions that we have seen taking place here in light of the protest here today. And of course, earlier our office had also spoken to the Minister of Police, Mr. Picketing, who then said that he was quite concerned about the furore over the alleged closure of Clifton Fourth Beach. Now, of course, whether the beach was closed, whether the beach was not closed, various parties are saying various things, but the issue at the heart of this matter is the fact that protesters have arrived here. It is a very peaceful protest. All around me I see people from all walks of life enjoying the beach. It's a very, very hot day in Cape Town, and of course we are keeping a close watch on events as they unfold here at Clifton Fourth Beach today.
Vanessa, like you say, so many claims and counterclaims, but this has touched a nerve, and people are saying racism is alive and well in Cape Town, in that area. Can you estimate how many people have come out?
Francis, it's really hard to say whether, look, the group behind me is not a very large group. Whether you're asking whether people have come to the beach, yes, indeed. I must say I've seen Clifton Fourth much fuller than what it is today. It certainly is a very hot day in Cape Town today, but then of course it's par for the course this time of year. It's usually sweltering in the mother city. A small group of people singing behind me, as you'll see, Francis, and whether or not people have physically come out to join this protest today, it has elicited widespread reaction from South Africans, from Cape Townians, from all walks of life, of course having their own views about what had transpired. And at the end of the day, there has been as yet no incidents that I can see or report on. It has been a largely peaceful protest, and of course we'll keep an eye as the sun sets here at Clifton Fourth Beach as this protest action continues, possibly throughout the night.
All right, thank you very much, SABC reporter Vanessa Puna, reporting live from Clifton 4. And we'll take you back to that protest. We'll dip in and out this evening and see how those numbers develop during that protest action. Well, while many